Hello friends, family and other creatures of the sea. Welcome back to another high level game. Today we have Lambo versus Heromarine. Two players that are extremely keen on winning games and especially winning games against one another. Top right we have Lambo, bottom left we have Heromarine. They have a little bit of a German rivalry going on. I'm not quite sure where it stems from, but I just know that both of these players really do not like losing against the others. Heromarine is of course a very standard player. He's a player that does a lot of preparation, but usually as a general rule of thumb, if he feels favored, he'll play extremely standard and kind of safe. If he doesn't feel as favored, he'll often start pulling out really odd build orders and things that I've never seen before. We'll see what's going to be the case here against Lambo, as both players have their first structures in their main base. Lambo not the kind of player to proxy a hatchery over here though. We're not watching Bly right now. And Heromarine honestly also not the kind of player to really proxy anything. He's more the type of player that will get a cheeky SCV scout in, make sure that everything is normal, go across the map with his Reaper, kill no links, and then kind of patrol the Reaper a bit until the cars come out. Then he takes it from there. He's not known necessarily as the quickest player. He's one of the guys that actually does make quite a few mistakes against like Ling Baneling, especially when dropping. We often see Marine drops just completely dying to like 3-4 Banes or 4-5 Banes. But he is someone that has insane decision making. His macro is absolutely on point. He seems to get more money than the other Terrans. And I know this sounds stupid, but it really feels like he can just produce more units for whatever reason. He just has so much stuff, even when his early game doesn't go so well. So I'm curious to see if that's going to be the case here as well. As the first Reaper is on the map already. Start shooting these links right now. And I think his individual control of like single armies is great, but he doesn't quite have the speed or the finesse of like a Maru or a Clem to really to really push the Zergs to the limit. He's a guy that's good at late game. He's someone that knows when to get going on the map. But in these high multitasking scenarios, he often it isn't quite as powerful as them. Opens up with a double gas opener here. Starport, Hellion. Looks pretty solid, in my opinion. Delayed third base as well. So usually, or a lot of the time we see people take that third base before the second gas. That's not quite going to be the case here. The orbital is about to finish up as well. Curious to see what he will kind of do from here. We could see a battlecruiser opener. It is a possibility. It is pretty unlikely. He's not much of a mech player. We could see it. Banshee, Raven. It's not going to be Fusion Core, otherwise I would have already started immediately. I'm kind of feeling the Banshee here. Yep, there we go. Banshee starts as well as the Cloak Research immediately. And these Reaper and 2 Hellions will make their way across the map. We'll see if they can achieve something. Getting a straight up a creature kill is obviously nice. Feels good to get a tumor kill without having to pay anything for it. There's 2 more cars come out as well. We see the wall being started and the CC will be planted in this little hole to complete that wall at some point. Tech lab going down, so it doesn't look like it's going to be mech. And if it is going to be mech, I'd be extremely confused, extremely surprised. Lambo has good vision with his overlords, of course. Nice overlord spread. Sees every single car that's moving forward. Double tumors are being planted down as well. Not quite sure what's being built here. Could have been a spore or a spine. But it has been cancelled. Single Ling wants to get around, see if it can get any info whatsoever. I think it might not be capable of doing that, as there's a full wall right now. So just going to kind of idle over here. First Banshee makes its way across the map. Triple spores go down at the exact timing where we need them to. I think that's 25 or so. Yep. 425 against 2 gas openers is the correct timing, because that's when Cloak is about to finish. And I think you have like 5 to 6 seconds wiggle room here. Maybe you can do it at like 430, but this is it's a very tight timing. As we see, that spore is just now done. There's 8 queens out already, and with 8 queens out, only a single Banshee and the spore already done. I don't really think Lambo should be taking too much more damage here. There's 6 cars total. Is this single Banshee? No, it's going to be a second Banshee. And the follow-up into the barracks is pretty fast. Usually with 2 Banshees, you do see Terrans go up to 8 Hellions. Heromarine saying, no, I don't want these 8 Hellions. I'm completely fine with 6, and instead I get slightly faster barracks. That means that his follow-up push is going to be a bit quicker as well. There is a third CC, there's a tank on the way. This could actually have some real potential. This looks like it is a build has been well thought out and actually could deal some damage. This Banshee, if it's paying attention, could get this drone. It's not paying attention, however, and well, it still might be able to get this drone. Now, drone will be here in time, needs to build that hatchery immediately. The Banshee will start work on that, but should not be able to get it as long as the Queens start moving in position right now. You see an entire rotation of the Terran army towards that left side. And this hatchery might actually end up falling. It's a little bit unfortunate here for Lambo, who definitely wants those extra larvae, wants that extra hatchery up. He is on 67 workers already. He's going up to 75 right now. Actually, 78 is the worker count he's looking at. That's a worker count that's great if you have 4 bases. But if you have 3 bases, it's a worker count that is relatively useless because you're just going to be oversaturated. Once again, needs to start a hatchery here. I wouldn't have minded if he tried on the right side. Okay, that's exactly what he's doing. He's going for a double expand. He needs those larvae, so why not, you may ask. And I don't really have an answer for that, and neither does Lambo apparently, because he's going to go for it. Hydra then goes down immediately on 6 gas. That means that Lambo's feeling very confident in his position and in his hold so far. He says, okay, I can tack into a Hydra then while getting 2 hatcheries. Ooh, 7 overlords, that's a bit much. 8 overlords. Good lord, that's not good. Nice little supply block here for Lambo, but 9. Good god. Oh, that's actually kind of painful. I still think that he's in somewhat of an okay position. Well, it doesn't have any larvae left. His baning speed should finish in time, though, for this first push. So I don't think Lambo is going to get too worried here. The moment he gets 10, 12 banes out, I mean, he still has the 8 queens. At least 5 of those can be used in the defense. There's a lot of transfuses ready. Creep isn't looking as hot as perhaps it could have, but I do think it's going to be plenty. And even if this left side base falls, there's still that right side base. Actually, well, Lambo wants to go for a flank. It's not quite going to get it. No cancel on that hatchery. That is a big mistake. Lambo's actually kind of struggling in this game right now. From what felt like a perfect defense in the early game, you get a huge supply block, 9 overlords being built, and not getting down that fort base earlier, of course, also sucks. Lambo not cancelling that is a little bit painful. It really is. Infestation pit could be going down soon for those lurkers. It feels like Lambo is kind of planning on a bit of a lurker rush. Second factory is on the way, as well as the armory. No fort base yet here for the big Gabriel. No, Heromarine says, I don't need it yet. I want more units first. So he continues pushing out. Both tanks move back home as well. And these will provide some needed defenses on this third base. Although a single run by hasn't really happened yet. The cars have been on the map the entire time as well. Now we'll start morphing into Hellbats. Heromarine once again wants to cancel this 5th base. There isn't even a 5th base going up yet. Scan goes down. A couple of creep tumors are going to fall. Heromarine in control of this game so far. As Lambo pulls slightly ahead in the supply tab, but it doesn't matter too much. I do like Heromarine's position with a 4th on the way already. Doesn't pick up, does get to pick up these mines. Are they going to connect with anything? Some nice target fire there, or some nice splitting out of Lambo. I don't think Heromarine actually retargeted too much. This Banshee will fall, I think. No, will barely manage to stay alive. And the Hydras will be capable of saving that right side. Left side, a lot of creep is being denied though, and this could be an issue. Is that a second layer going down? That is a second layer going down. What is this going to be for? I think that is a mistake. I don't think this is any purpose. Infestation pit gets built as well. Banelings do not quite get the connections yet that they want. All the Hellbats will fall, but now there's nothing to deal with these Marines anymore. 5, 6 Banelings moving forward off of creep. They can be targeted down, and that's exactly what Heromarine is looking for. This medevac almost gets blasted, but not quite. Lambo is getting kind of aggressive with his little army. I don't think he can. Doesn't have 2-2 on the way yet either. This layer is still building. This hive is not on the way. I think a bit of money here is being wasted. We now have a 5th base here going down on the bottom, but this is a scary position, of course, with tanks down here. This is a straight up push from that 4th base, and I think it's almost impossible to hold, honestly. There's a lot of links in this army, but I think the main damage output will be the Banelings links running in, trying to trigger these mines. A couple of big hits going down right now. These tanks might get picked off, though. Hydra's pushing forward. Mine falls. Good manual detonation there out of Lambo, making sure that the mine could not hit all of his Banes. There's nothing at home, though, to deal with this little drop. 83 workers are here for Lambo. Lambo wants to go for the surround, but doesn't quite have enough links in time. Now he tries to go for it. We see a double pickup. 2-2 finishes up for Heromarine. Actually, just 2-1. +2 armor never really started. This drop might get picked up. Hydra's not going to be in time. The hive just got scanned, I believe. Yep, definitely the case. And the layer in the natural did end up getting cancelled. Lurker then goes down as well, and will time out nicely together with that hive, which means that seismic spines can start ASAP. Heromarine still pushing forward. His siege up is a little bit late. I think Lambo might just commit here. All of these tanks are in exactly the same position. Oh no. Lambo in a bit of trouble right now. Does not quite have the Baneling count anymore. Only 13 left. He's going to need some big connections if he wants to be competitive in this game. He can't afford to lose this 5th base, but he will have to. Link flank from the left side. Banelings will connect with a large portion of them Marines. At the same time, we see a drop here. I'm not quite sure if this is a drop. No, Heromarine says I can fight here. And Lambo respects that. This middle base is being thrown down as Heromarine. I think this is a bit of an F2 move here. He starts chasing some random queens. See the rest of the reinforcements also moving over. Stim in towards the natural, and these drops still standing on that left side. Heromarine looking for another 5th base cancel as he's getting more and more command centers himself. Heromarine playing one hell of a game so far though. He's up, what, 6, 7, 8, 10, 12 supply. Lurkers are out without seismic spines. Upgrades are poor for Lambo's army. And this is... It's going to be really, really tricky. Lambo will need something here. He's going to need something big. He gets a couple of decent connections with these Banes. He's gets some good connections with these Banes. This is not a fight that I think Heromarine can take. He's going to lose all of his bio here. We'll end up clearing a bunch of these Lurkers. Individual Lurker control as well, microing them back. This is a cleanup though. Are there any Vipers in this army? There's not. 11 Lurkers. Do we have enough tanks? We have no tanks currently. It's 11 Lurkers against a no-tank army. Every single tank got used in the attack. Is there any ghost out? We have no ghost. Okay, this is kind of scary here for Heromarine, honestly. This push that Lambo is going for right now could potentially do a lot of damage. Now, the problem for Lambo, of course, is that he's still struggling to get a 5th base up. Is that these Lurkers, without Baneling, without Hydra, without any support, basically, no Vipers either, are not as powerful as they are with that support. But even without any real support, they're still going to be capable of dealing a lot of damage. We have a 4 Lurker run by towards the left side. Shows himself into that vision a bit early. Then start walking into a wall. We'll be able to take out that wall, I believe. I mean, there's nothing in position here. This is so difficult to deal with. I don't think Heromarine can deal with Lurkers on 2 sides. These Lurkers are pushing forward as well. No Banelings to kind of tank these incoming units. Overseer moves in. All of these mines are going to fall. Actually, all of this bio might just end up dying. The Lurkers here will actually get cleaned up relatively easily. We'll have to use all of the ghost energy though. All we have left right now is a couple of bio units. Lambo is moving in. There's 3 more Lurkers on the way. And although he is on 88 workers, it feels like Lambo is all-inning with this. He's using every single resource he has into them Lurkers. He's dealing a fair amount of damage as Heromarine wants to break out, but he can't quite. There is a single tank. There are 11 ghosts, but oh, this spread is just so beautiful. And I'm having trouble seeing how Heromarine is going to try and hold this base. Planetary, oh, a couple of snipes on one of the Lurkers. One of the Lurkers will die. Second Lurker goes down as well. We still have some energy for these ghosts with the snipes available. There's 3 Lurkers here not doing anything. I wouldn't mind if they get pushed forward a bit. Help out against this repair. There they go. Moves forward a tiny tad. No Banelings in this army as Heromarine tries to break out. Link's now moving forward. I'm not so sure about that. And this move I'm also not so sure about. Bottom side is getting broken here. Lambo still 155 supply. A lot of that is in workers though. He's losing more resources than his opponent ever will. And with this single Liberator, there is a decent chance that Lambo will just completely get pushed back. Oi, 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 oi. I think Lambo almost for sure needs to give up this position as there's really no way that he can... Yeah, he needs to stay. He can't leave because he'll get sniped for free, but he also can't stay because then the Liberators will deal with him. And as it seems, Lambo still at a pretty good worker count. Heromarine doing poorly economically right now. 70 workers out. Does have a couple of extra orbitals, but he has a very powerful push here. There's a lot of medevacts with this army. There's a lot of sustain in this push as well. There's 2 Liberators with it, 1 tank in the back, and we just have 10 ghosts. Single Lurker is going to get sniped before it ever sees the battle. And these drones on the right side are going to be very upset. They finally had a house for a little bit, and now that house gets taken away. I don't think Heromarine will care about these drones on the right side, as Heromarine says, hey, I can actually deal some real damage here. Triple Lurker moving in. I'm not so sure if this is actually going to be able to do something. I much would prefer a Lurker behind mineral lines to take out workers, rather than what's happening here. There's no Vipers in this army. Yeah, and this is just going to be so difficult. Liberators, tanks, ghosts. These 5 Lurkers will start moving forward. We have a big pickup, but there's not enough anti-air right now, and that means that these 2 Liberators, these 3 Liberators, are going to be enough, I do believe. Heromarine pulling ahead in the supply, Heromarine ahead in, well, basically everything that's important. GG gets called, and Lambo ends up losing this game. Nice little game here on Glittering Ashes, a bit back and forth. Nice Lurker all in out of Lambo, but Heromarine just a bit too strong in that defense. That's going to be it for me today. Thanks all so much for watching. I hope you did enjoy it. If you did, don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and hopefully I'll see all of you next time for a new video. Thank you, and bye-bye.